All right, you guys, I am back on YouTube. Super excited to be here. It's been about a year or two. But one of my friends who's been asking me to come back for a while, I asked her, "What's the first thing you want me to talk about?" And she said, "Jesus joy." And I asked her, "Okay, tell me a little bit more about that. What is Jesus joy to you?" And she's like, "It's the level of peace that you have, the change in perspective that you have, the fulfillment and the wholeness that you have." So I'm going to go a little bit deeper in what that looks like specifically in my life. And I really just hope that it inspires y'all or it helps you develop Jesus joy in your life. So, peace, 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 peace. I've never had this much peace in my entire life. And the way that my peace continues to increase is unfortunately by going through trials. Because when I go through these trials, it brings forth evidence that God has come through for me. So now I trust Him more. And that is what gives me peace. So when the next trial comes up, I remember, like, okay, God came through that time and that time and that time, and He hasn't failed me yet. So despite the anxiousness and fear being in front of me, I'm still going to choose peace. That's what's going to be in the driver's seat. That's what's going to keep my joy. Next is the change in perspective. Um, Man, it's challenging to shift your perspective because your mind has been in this habit of thinking for however long, right? Usually for years. And so we have to be intentional about changing the way that we think. And so I'll say specifically with people who don't like me, Lord, help me change my perspective over this, has been my prayer. Lord, soften my heart, purify my heart, because I know a time when I used to be mean and I wasn't that kind. And Lord, you gave me grace. And so choosing to have that same empathy, that same grace, that same compassion towards the people who don't treat you the way that you should be treated if you're kind, right? And who else is going to be kind but the people who follow the Lord? That's really, it's just, it brings tension for me specifically because, yeah, I'm just like, why, Lord? But then He reminds me, and I'm like, oh, okay, I used to be like that. How can I help someone else get over this as well? How can I love on someone else like someone loved on me when I wasn't being kind? So paying that forward. Um, Fulfillment. I think that um, but there's a verse in the Bible that talks about being content when you have plenty and when you have little. And that is what brings satisfaction and fulfillment when things don't look like I think that they should look, or things look sparse. I know what it is to have a lot, and I know what it is to have a little. And the Lord has come through for me in both times, and I'm going to trust you. I'm going to be content with where I am because, Lord, I know that I'm in your hands. And the last one is wholeness. Wholeness is, I've chosen that to be it's a developing, it's an ever evolving thing for me because I haven't experienced some of the things that I'm going to experience in the future, which may cause things from the past to pop up. But that would have never happened if I wouldn't have got into that situation. And so, as I allow it to be an ever evolving and unpeeling, um, it allows me to remember that it's not an arrival. And where I am now, I have exactly what I need. I'm more than enough for where I am now because this is where God has positioned me, and He wouldn't place me somewhere where it would be too much for me to handle. Place me exactly where I need to belong, and I have everything that I need, and I'm whole. And yeah, and I'm going to continue to heal as I go on this process with the Lord. Wow, my phone fell. But I really hope this helped you guys identify what Jesus joy looks like, what it sounds like, so that you can develop it in your life, so that you can identify it in other people's lives. I'll be back on here talking about topics that people ask me about often. If you have anything you want me to teach on or share, please reach out. I'll be talking about my faith journey, my fitness journey, and all the things in between when I come on 2 to 3 times a month. Love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.